It was Trump's plan all along. I know you want to believe that there's this big battle between cryptocurrency, decentralization, and the traditional banking system. But I want to give you a totally different perspective and how I'm positioning myself. I need you to understand. I deal with a lot of baby boomers that are struggling with this. You have to let go of the old paradigm. The old system is dead. It's gone. The old rules don't work anymore. What our grandparents grew up with isn't going to work in this new economy. The fact is, the middle class is at risk of getting wiped out and moving down to the working poor. By them lowering interest rates, all that's going to do is we're going to monetize more debt, giving away future labor. That's another conversation. But I'm here to share with you how I position myself for the greatest wealth transfer in history, and it worked. We did it from 2020 to 2025. It radically transformed our family's life, made us financially free, but not wealthy yet. There's a difference between financial freedom and true wealth. I would say we got rich. Wealth takes time. So what you see as a battle between crypto, decentralization, and the traditional financial system, I see a methodically, strategically planned out infrastructural change. Guys, in 2017, when they were telling you to look this way, JP Morgan was already building their own blockchain technology. Wells Fargo is working with R3. Ripple is in Bank of America's patent. But you keep believing there's this battle between left and right, this battle between decentralization and and traditional finance, when the truth is, there's people working together behind the scenes to build the new infrastructure. And until, this is really important, until they are ready to profit from it, they will not invite you in. We're right there. We're right on the edge. Pay attention. First they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. Draper. We're now in regulation and joining phase. So here's my first bit of advice. Get out of the hype, get out of the hopium, get out of the meme coins. That era is dead. You're going to get wrecked. You need to understand what is going to survive over the next 100 years because regulation is coming. Hence the names Clarity Act, the Genius Act. The Genius Act, Trump created stablecoin regulation. They brought that in only after he created his own stablecoin, USD1. And at the same time, they brought Tether into America, USAT. It was genius. He's a chess player. He trumped everybody because the dollar was collapsing. Stablecoins use 60% short-term treasuries. So he saved the dollar from collapsing with the Genius Act, but not before they created their own stablecoin, USD1, through World Liberty Financial. Now we have the Clarity Act. Oh, it's been delayed over and over again. Is that by chance? Is it this big battle between left and right and crypto and traditional finance? No. They're not ready to profit from it yet. Just like the Ripple case, guys, use logic. Take off your tinfoil hat, put on your logic hat. The Ripple case lasted 5 years. That's weird. The SEC sued Ripple, lasted 5 years around XRP being sold as a security on the secondary market against Chris Larson and Brad Garlinghouse. He knew it wasn't even right. It took 5 years to figure that out. Guys, it was delayed over and over again because the infrastructure wasn't ready yet. They beat the SEC. He brought in a pro-crypto White House. They created the Genius Act. And now you see this big battle between crypto and traditional finance. And I see them working behind the scenes to build the infrastructure so they can all profit from it. When you will come running in, when they're ready to make these prices go through the roof so they can profit from it, you'll come running in at the top. You're going to get wrecked sliding down to the bottom because markets will always cycle. So now you're in regulation and joining phase. And the bear market right now, when the fear and greed index is at an all-time high, look it up. This is where you win. We've been teaching this since 2020. We built wealth, I would say got rich, and became multimillionaires, business and assets in the bear market because we bought good companies, good investments at a fair price. We buy when it's red and we sell when it's green. We cycle into protection, things like cash value life insurance, precious metals. I like Berkshire, copper. And we sit patiently to wait for the fear again. And when the fear comes, we buy good companies, fair investments, good companies at a fair price, and good investments at a fair price. We stay out of the hype, we stay out of the hopium, plant the seeds, we reap, we sow, and then we harvest, because that's how it works. What you're seeing is the Clarity Act coming into fruition. Once the Clarity Act comes into fruition, all banks are going to have clear rules of the road. That's the first step. I would like to believe with all these influencers that all of a sudden XRP is going to shoot to $100 just because the Clarity Act passed, but I wouldn't bank on that. If it does, I'm okay being wrong because it's life-changing, but I wouldn't bank on it. That's not how it works. Just because you get the Clarity Act, all of a sudden XRP is going to shoot through the roof. It could, maybe, I don't know, but I came from banking. First, it's like an architect or building a home. You're going to get the clarity. You're going to get the the plans. Now you have to build it. So once they get clarity, then the legal team goes to work, then the infrastructure goes to work, and then they start building. And do things like XRP have the ability to change the liquidity crisis in the world? Absolutely. That's why it's 43% of my portfolio. That's what I believe. Do I believe Bitcoin is going to be the new value like gold, or valued like the new gold? Or excuse me, the functionality of the new digital gold? Yes, that's why it's 40% of my portfolio. Do I believe things like WLFI are going to change the future infrastructure of the monetary system, decentralized finance, where the people are the bank? Yes, that's why it's number 3 in my portfolio. Do I believe things like Solana are going to change the infrastructural financial layer of the financial system and the ecosystem? Yes, that's why it's number 4. I use logic, not conspiracy. Conspiracy creates low-level anxiety. Price predictions create low-level anxiety. Dates and predictions create low-level anxiety. My clients range from just starting out to $100 million clients. Are not chasing hype price predictions. They're looking at infrastructure, safety, predictability, and things that'll be here in the future. So don't get played by all of this. Don't get played by the hype. Build the structure now. Even if you have 10 bucks, build the structure. Because freedom doesn't create structure, structure creates freedom. You're right on the precipice of the biggest wealth transfer in human history. And after 2030, you'll be in the new infrastructure. The question is, will you own it or will you be consumed by it? So here's my portfolio. Not financial advice, just being honest. My top 7 cryptos are, my top 4, and I'll tell you by percentage, is XRP, 43%. Bitcoin, 40%. WLFI is 4%. Solana is 3.7%. And it falls off significantly to HBAR, XLM, and VeChain. I sold all 17 cryptos and I consolidated the top 4. I'm only accumulating XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, and WLFI because I have a very mature portfolio inside and outside of crypto. I'm not playing games. People promoting meme coins and telling you, oh, the Trump is going to make you a million dollars. Run as fast as you can. Trust me, people have no idea. When clarity and regulation comes in, most of these cryptos are going to get smashed. Then outside of that, I have a very mature portfolio in real estate for tax liabilities. I have cash value life insurance for protection, family banking concept, and to do richest man in Babylon, to use leverage on the good side to buy your fear when you're running from crypto. Just being honest. That's how the system works. Somebody's winning, somebody's losing. I have things like precious metals. Stocks are ABTC, American Bitcoin, XXI. Obviously, I'm heavy in digital assets, the space. My insurance is one of the biggest parts of my foundation, and I like Berkshire. I have a trust. It owns a Wyoming LLC. My digital assets, my real estate go into my Wyoming LLC. My crypto is held in institutional grade custody through the Wyoming LLC, so I'm fully protected. It's like a fortress. That's how winning is done. Not by hype, not by hopium, not by dates, not by price predictions, by infrastructure. Structure creates freedom. Freedom does not create structure. So I'm just being honest and open with you guys. That's exactly what I'm doing. No gatekeeping here. Do your own research, not financial advice, and get your shit together. Warriors, rise. Love you guys. God bless you.